All right. Well, this is where it's going to get juicy, right? If you've been following along, you now have a website that works, a Google business profile that's pulling in organic leads. You've got a stack of reviews that are building credibility in your local market. You've got a referral engine deployed and it's generating warm leads for you. You also have consistent listings across all of these different platforms online. And you should have a steady flow of content that's showing off your work consistently, whether, again, that's in blogs or whatever is happening there, right? This is a super solid foundation, but now it's time to pour gasoline on the fire with paid ads. But let me be clear, if you try to run ads before you've built the basics that we've gone over already, all that you're going to do is burn cash. I've seen it 100 of times now. Contractors spend thousands on Google or Facebook ads only to send leads to a sloppy website or let them go cold because they didn't have a follow-up system in place. Ads itself is that's not a magic fix for your business, right? They are an accelerator for a business that's already ready to convert. There's two main types of ads that you should care about. One is Google ads. These are ads that appear at the top of Google search results, right? And why they work is because there's a bunch of high intent behind it. High intent is if someone searches epoxy garage floor near me, it, the intent is that they're looking for somebody near them who does epoxy garage floors, right? So they're actively looking for your services. You get super fast results. You can get on page one of Google today instead of waiting months for SEO, right? And then you also have a lot more control over local targeting than you do with Facebook. You can actually set your ads to only show in your service area. Facebook has some of these options, but it will go outside of these bounds relatively easy. So, and when you're looking at these Google ads, I would always suggest to start with a budget of about $50 to $100 a day. And you want to target high intent keywords like garage epoxy floor, and then put your city like garage epoxy floor, Dallas, garage epoxy floor, Houston, garage epoxy floor, Miami, whatever it is, right? Or epoxy garage floor coating costs. Cost is a bad word. That's another topic for another day, though. And you want to Google, you're going to have to actually send them to a landing page if you're running the ads properly. I know I'm not going over that too deeply here, but you do want to send them to a landing page, not just something like your homepage or just your regular website. You want a landing page where you can actually capture them and get them to take an action. If they search garage epoxy, make sure that that's the page that they actually land on when you connect everything up. You don't want them searching garage epoxy and landing on your polishing page, right? So it needs to be relevant. And then the other type of ad that you really want to care about is meta ads, Facebook or Instagram ads, right? These are what are considered discovery ads. You're catching people who aren't actively looking, but who might want epoxy once they see it, right? And why do these work is because there's a huge visual impact whenever you do like a before and after photo or a short video of you mixing up the epoxy that can actually grab people's attention while they're scrolling. You can do some local targeting, like we said, but sometimes when you do that targeting, Facebook will just push right outside of that, right? And then you'll also get people saying like, hey, honey, like they'll tag people in the ad itself and be like, should we do this to our garage? Should we start looking at this? And hopefully you've got the system built out enough to where you can capture them from all of those places, right? If they see you on Facebook and then they start to search on Google, they should be able to get you on, reach out to you on Google from there. So that way you're not losing leads because they need to search, right? That's a little bit higher level of a technique there. But again, same thing. Start with $50 to $100 a day. You want to use short videos like 15 to 30 seconds long with a good caption. And then you can always try before and after carousels or a lot of different options there to drive engagement. But you should always include a strong call to action, like get a free quote in the copy itself, as one of the like the final CTA for the offer to claim the offer, essentially, right? So what are the keys to making the ads work? So this is actually where a lot of epoxy contractors blow it. Ad leads, they go cold really fast. If you don't respond within minutes, they're just going to go ahead and try to find the next contractor. You need an instant lead notification whenever those leads come in. Send a text or an email to your phone. You need automated follow-up sequences, which are also text and email. And then you should probably have a dedicated person or a system to respond quickly to these leads. If you don't have this, don't run ads yet. It's just going to cost you a lot of money. And we'll cover this in step 8, which is automation. But remember, ads without follow-up only equals wasted money, right? And you want to make sure that you're budgeting smart and that you're tracking everything. You don't want to throw money blindly at Facebook or at Google, right? So start with one channel at a time, either Google or Facebook, depending on what we talked about, what seems to maybe work better for you based on what we just discussed. Run it for 30 days with a set budget. Don't change that budget every single day. And also don't scale up until you know that it's actually working for you. Don't start, if you start at $50, don't move to $100 to try to do more stuff. Make sure that it's working before you do that. You don't want to spend money on something that's not working, right? And how do you go about tracking everything? You do want to use unique phone numbers for each ad channel, like whether that's Google or Facebook. This helps you track. You can also add tracking forms so that way you know which ads are actually working. You can also just look at your dashboards for Facebook and Google and see which ones are working there. Or, in your forms or whenever people call, you can always ask how they found you. And this way, you will know exactly which ads are actually bringing you real jobs and which ones are wasting your money, right? So something that we have to talk about is the ads are a faucet rule, right? Here's how you should really think about ads. You turn them on and leads start to flow. If you turn them off, leads slow. This is why we built out the organic engine first, the website, the Google page, the reviews, the referrals, and the content. Your organic presence will keep leads coming in, even if you pause your ads. But when ads are done right, you actually end up booking more jobs and you book them a lot faster. You build a portfolio quicker, you get more before and after photos to post, and you also get more reviews, which only fuels your organic growth in your SEO. And that's what becomes the flywheel. You run ads, you get more jobs. With those jobs, you get reviews. And from those people that leave a review, you ask for referrals. Those referrals generate more organic leads for you through the reviews, and then you get more jobs from all of that, right? But again, the ads themselves just amplify a good system. They do not fix a broken one. And so if you've built your foundation and you can handle the leads, ads are going to be your growth accelerator for your business. It's going to work out for you. But if you're not ready to follow up fast or check results, you need to wait. If you also don't have your branding on point, if you don't have a website or Google profile, you need to make sure you get those things set up first. And we already went over that. If you haven't seen that for some reason, just go back and watch step 1, step 2, step 3, and 4. Okay. So if you want ads that actually bring book jobs and not just leads, my team does build conversion focused ad campaigns that are specific for epoxy contractors. We do this on Google Ads, which target high intent buyers that we talked about. We also run Facebook and Instagram campaigns with the scroll stopping visuals. We take your videos, we turn that into an ad and post that out for your local market to see you and reach out to you. And then when they reach out to you, we also build the automated follow-up systems. So that way none of these leads go cold, especially if you're still in the installer phase where you're actively on the floor doing jobs, right? If you want us to set this up for you, you can just go to neverstopagency.com, book a call with me. We can talk about where you're at, what you need, and what we can do for you. Okay.